play of the game from way down.
True, Silence, Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring! Bombs Tastingo gonna find Rainer!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to twitch.tv/MurdaRG, or perhaps you're watching in the future and you're over on YouTube. But before you leave here, be sure to hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button wherever you're at. Help us out. How about these algorithms? Fight them. Fight them to the death, like we will watch this fight in this upcoming match. It's a replay cast, though. This is going to be ReGen Phoenix versus Jailbait, a quarterfinal match from Division B East here in Season 8 of NGS. I don't know how many of you are out there right now, but hopefully some of you will be joining us. We're going to be hopping right in to game number 1. It's going to be Volskaya Foundry. I haven't seen these, so I'm kind of excited. Jailbait, known them for a really long time. Excuse me, getting all choked up. I've known them for a long time, alright? A real long time. Game 1. It's gonna load. There it is. And here on the left-hand side, we got ReGen Phoenix, Arrow playing the Mal'Ganis, Rabid Penguin on the Jaina, Jailbait playing the Rainer, Arya on the Anduin, and in the bottom lane, it's Sonya, played by Mudge. Make some noise, they are ReGen Phoenix. On the right, we got their competitors here. They're Jailbait. First up, we got Coffin playing the Johanna, Rhaegar played by H2O, Kobo on the Leoric, Fragastellar, yes, that's Mal'Ganis, but it's not the Tickle Me one. And the last hero here, it's Mech playing the Sylvanas. Once again, they are Jailbait. We just gotta follow. And if I'm keeping track, we are dangerously close to reaching 1,000 followers on this channel. I think Clumsy1, you are number 999. So appreciate you guys out there. Thanks for stopping in for these replay casts tonight. We got this Mal'Ganis picking up Vampiric Aura. Gonna pair in nicely with the Rainer, the Sonya. All that auto attack gonna help steal some health back for ReGen Phoenix. Both these teams starting to look at their fortification camps. Pretty wide open here for Jailbait, but on the other side, Johanna going to check it out a little bit late. Actually going to be slept here by Mal'Ganis, but has that iron skin and will be safe with full health, backed by the team for Coffin there. I'm kind of wondering what kind of engagement ReGen Phoenix will be able to find. A lot relying on this Mal'Ganis to look for him. You're going to see these sleeps often from Arrow try to be attempted. That one, not too much success. Really no one nearby for ReGen Phoenix. Our bottom lane matchup tonight, it's going to be Sonya versus Leoric. Kobo already having to use that well tap. You can see a little bit of health about to rejoin that health bar of Leoric, as you can see Mudge doing a pretty good job thus far, being able to dominate this lane. There's Mal'Ganis finding another sleep, that one onto Johanna. Follow-up Chastise from Anduin, no follow-up from ReGen. Both teams playing it slow. I know they had a matchup earlier in the season, of course, and it was Jailbait coming out on top. I believe the final score being 2-1 in their favor. ReGen Phoenix ending the season in that number 2 slot, so really one of the only blemishes on their record. A few losses there at the end of the season, and a lot of people saying maybe ReGen Phoenix is going to fall out early in these playoffs. So watching this replay tonight, if you don't already know the result, can ReGen Phoenix bounce back from a few losses late in the season, or is this the end of their season? here in the divisional quarterfinal matchup against a team that's already beaten them just a couple weeks ago. Am I a robot for you, Rec, right now? If my mic's all messed up, it could be me. It very well could be me. I just don't know what the issue would be. Still no first blood, 3.5 in on Volskaya Foundry. We have our first objective up. And it's going to be channeled all the way up to about 2/3 already by Jailbait, as ReGen Phoenix just now making their move here onto control point A. Johanna's going to give it up, knowing the rest of the squad not nearby. As ReGen Phoenix will get their first channel points, we see Jailbait working on this support camp, and ReGen Phoenix is going to have to drop back onto their own fortification camp. Or will they? No, Malgana says he wants to get in here. Arrow calling up the entire squad. Here comes Mudge. Remember, he's on that Sonya. This is the type of spot that Sonya can really get a lot of damage in, already spinning on this backside. And that's going to be a double kill quickly for ReGen Phoenix. Leoric going to step on in, but just a Malganis kill so far. And ReGen Phoenix out of nowhere able to steal away the support camp. They end up using their turret, but well worth it in that situation. They get back on this control point and they're ready to start working on this objective and a fortification camp, it looks like. See a few members of ReGen Phoenix out there in the chat. Thanks for joining here tonight. I'm going to try to stay unbiased and give it a fun, fair cast. Appreciate you guys being here. Here comes the engage from Jailbait. It's good. Look at this Mephisto damage coming out. They have to drop that support camp, and it's going to do a lot of work. As you see, ReGen Phoenix almost back up to full health. Great work as well from Anduin, able to hit a lot of targets in this choke. That's a double kill, and that's going to be the first objective going over to ReGen Phoenix. Anduin hopping in the pilot. Darabo going to be the gunner. And level 10 just around the corner. Speak of the devil, there it is. It's going to be the Wrath of the Berserker for Sonya, only pick showed so far. As they're going to march this robot to the top lane. Expecting another one of these walls to be down before this objective is over, but can they find more? Will they get any kills? Potentially just as well, as the first laser is going to be coming out. Robot now dropping below 50% health is going to press on in and perhaps start looking for that damage onto this well, but a lot of good defense coming out from Jailbait. Going to pop ReGen Phoenix out of this protector in just a second. On top is Johanna. Pop that iron skin just to try to walk through that robot explosion, but not enough follow-up from Jailbait, and a good response from Raynor throwing out that Hyperion, pushing Jailbait back, and they're going to finish off that wall. Ziltoid in the house and garbage Sylve build in 2020. Okay. The shade being thrown out. Haven't seen you, man, Ziltoid, or in a minute. Welcome back, man. Red, you are not just Anduin, but, you know, I have to highlight the hero and mention why there were such good heals in that moment. Being able to use, what's it called again? Divine Star is the one you're throwing out in those choke points, hitting multiple enemy targets, hitting multiple allied targets, and really maximizing the benefit of that heal, as you just saw right there displayed once again. So fine work from you, Red. Not much doing right now. There is one camp available for ReGen Phoenix. Looks like Darabo might have been heading over to it. Not yet. They want to sit around the fortification camp first. Arrow not nearby. He's still near mid. Kind of split from the team here. So they're going to go ahead and get started. And maybe a bit risky if Jailbait wants to move in and invade. But they don't make the move over. ReGen Phoenix able to grab that here before level 13. And they really should have plenty of time to get that level 13 before this next control point's announced. So could be an advantage here, as we see another support camp spawning. Here comes Malganis, lands the sleep onto Mephisto, swipes as well. Nope, Shade and Mephisto gonna stall it out for just a second, but there he is. waiting for that last one, and that'll be the 6th kill of the game for ReGen Phoenix as Jailbait trying to sit up in this top lane in defense, but I don't know if they can do it. They're without their damage. Mephisto being really one of the strongest here outside of the Sylvanas in terms of defending against any sort of push from ReGen Phoenix, but lucky for them, it's just going to be the support camp and not the top fort being picked up here from ReGen Phoenix. Arrow gonna grab that biotic emitter as still no announcement of the next control point. We see down bottom Sonya starting to spin onto this Leoric. There is a turret here. I don't know why that didn't fire onto Sonya. It looked like she was just about in range. Maybe not. Yeah, Arrow, it was pretty good, Felclaws. You're like, oh, Shade Mephisto, I'll just hold this last one. And there you are, boom. Good wave clear here from Jailbait to ensure that this wave is all the way pushed up against ReGen Phoenix as Leoric gonna stand on the point first. Level 13s were picked up by Jailbait, so even talents here and opportunity for a good fight, but item control currently in favor of ReGen Phoenix. You see that biotic emitter on Arrow that they just picked up, and here comes the light bomb, gonna pick up the first kill of the fight. Looking for more with that sleep is Mal'Ganis. Arrow really putting in work on the front line here for ReGen Phoenix, setting up these fights with the sleeps, the fell claws, and that double kill could net them this top fort. You see Sonya still in that Wrath of the Berserker form. They pop down the turret to ensure they do get this down. Mal'Ganis dropping back to the point, gonna start the channel up for ReGen Phoenix as they're still pressing in. Now actually looking to invade away this enemy siege camp. And the Hyperion as well from Raynor, gonna make sure no one can clear out this wave. This is now maybe another opportunity to push, but they're gonna slow it down. Get back on this point, wait for another fight. Almost level 16, so perhaps the concern here from Phoenix is wait until they're at that mark. Jaina kind of split there, as they're not going to have 16 for this next engage. You're going to see Arrow back out of here. They don't want this fight. They're going to give up just a little bit of channel time now to Jailbait. But look at this. Leading the whole squadron down, perhaps a fortification camp, and that's indeed where they're going. Bit of XP as well down here for Jaina as Jailbait just kind of hawking around mid, making sure they're not going to get a free steal onto their own fortification. Mephisto going to shade over the wall and check it out, and does find ReGen Phoenix is here, but perhaps a bit scared. Leo all the way up top, Johanna as well. So there's going to be 2 more items here for ReGen Phoenix after this is all said and done. Mudge picking up that turret. And they're on their way back up top, but perhaps too late. Already 85% channeled. Kobo still on this point now. 91, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can they get there in time? Raynor's gonna run, but they're too late. They can't make it, and perhaps a misplay there by ReGen Phoenix. Can Jailbait capitalize? Backline's gonna be safe. Almost in trouble there for Mal'Ganis as Sonya pops that Wrath of the Berserker and is putting in a ton of damage onto the Striglop Protector, already dropping below 50% before it can get any damage onto any structures. And of course, ReGen Phoenix still holding on to these items, gonna make the defense that much easier as everyone's marching down towards this bottom lane. The wave's just gonna get pushed out even further as Raynor's gonna throw out the Hyperion. Striglop Protector coming around on the flank. Gonna find a charge onto Raynor, but just taking a lot more damage, now below 30%. Or excuse me, just above 30%. Overall, this is gonna end up being a great defense from ReGen Phoenix. Mal'Ganis finding another harassment sleep there on the backside. Now Sylvanas has to be thinking about getting out. There's the Haunting Wave. She will be safe. But the Protector's down and no structures fall, not even a single turret. As this XP lead is continuing to grow for ReGen Phoenix. Sonya here in the top lane, pushing this out. Leoric is here in response, but gonna fall behind in the Soka. Sonya is gonna be able to split off to mid. Down here in the bottom lane, 4-man push from ReGen Phoenix is causing a 4-man defense from Jailbait. Phoenix gonna go ahead and back on out, just working on the 20s at this point. There's 16s picked up for Jailbait. And there's going to be a support camp available. Phoenix right on top of it. Does Jailbait respond in this instance? I think they got to start thinking about every chance they get to be invading in on these fights, but they're not going to find it once again. And now 2 biotic emitters, 2 turrets in control of ReGen Phoenix. How do you climb back from here if you're Jailbait? Haven't found a structure yet. And I don't believe even Leoric has an item. Yeah, no items in any control here for Jailbait. Tapping gloves here at mid, not too much going on. But really it's just Phoenix defending that fort, not letting anyone through. Decent wave clear, and the Hyperion comes out. There's the Entomb as well. Light Bomb response gets a stun on Leoric, and he's down. Ancestral's going to go on a 10-second cooldown as the Fell Claws connect onto 2, and they make it a triple kill. Rhaegar trying to escape the wrong way on the conveyor belt, and H2O is going to be surrounded and killed. Now Mudge and chase onto Sylvanas, but not enough chase from Asonia. They get the quad, and now they're going to get the mid-fort. Leoric about to respawn, but nothing Kobo's going to be able to do. And they're going to also get to steal away this siege camp. Can they get this top wall? This is going to be a ton more XP. Should be enough for 20, and there it is. Just off getting that turret. And to set up supreme control, top lane catapults will be spawning every single wave here on out for ReGen Phoenix. They can back on out with these level 20 talents. This huge macro lead right now, and still holding on to items. 1 turret, 1 biotic emitter. This is a huge control position right now for ReGen Phoenix, and they're going to establish even more. 20 talents moving on to the enemy fortification camp, but Jailbait looking for some sort of fight. They get a ton of damage out from Mephisto, but not enough to get a kill. And that will be another fortification camp turret for ReGen Phoenix, as control point C will be active in 3 seconds, and it's a long way away from level 20 for Jailbait. This could be almost a checkmate situation from here if ReGen Phoenix is able to get this Triglav Protector. They could potentially just march it right past the top lane and go for the core. But I think they're going to want to get some more sieging done, and seeing that Rhaegar and Sylvanas are up top, they're both showing on this wave. ReGen Phoenix feeling confident moving in on this bottom lane. They're going to get the fort down. And, you know, my opinion, they might be able to set up even more. The longer Sylvanas is showing on that top wave, they're just not afraid of anything right here. Here's a light bomb. Didn't even need it on Johanna. She's going to fall as Hyperion comes out again. They're pushing in now with the water elemental down. This front wall is going to get destroyed quickly. Wrath of the Berserker still active for Sonya. As that entire front wall's down, the Hyperion's going to end, but ReGen Phoenix got exactly what they were looking for. There's the Entomb from Kobo, but Ice Block from Jaina's going to keep her alive and survive through that silence from Sylvanas. So a lot of heroics being used. The only one still left being held from Mephisto, and I don't think that's going to be enough to scare away ReGen Phoenix. They still have this Wrath going from Sonya as the Triglav approaching the lane. There goes Mephisto. Doesn't get a kill. Kobo stepping in again. Misses his drain and might pay for it. Kobo 400 health. Actually does scoot away. It's Mephisto who falls. Keep is down. ReGen Phoenix now with 50 seconds until Mephisto respawns. I think this has got to be it. Moving on to the core. Sonya's still active, ladies and gentlemen. Below 90%. Here's the light bomb, but Iron Skin keeping Johanna alive. 40% now. Nothing's going to stop this from being the end. Ladies and gentlemen, game 1 going over to ReGen Phoenix. And let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. There we go. I can get rid of that. What a game. Ton of damage from Raynor. 74k is his final total, and great use of the Hyperion throughout. Really used as a zoning tool and found a lot of damage, and really pushed back a lot of potential engages from Jailbait there in game 1. They weren't quite able to get their footing. Taking that Rhaegar away from Red maybe cost them. Didn't get insane value they might have been looking for, as Anduin able to put out quite a bit more output than the Rhaegar there in game number 1. Let's take a look at the talent screen before we move on to game number 2. Ziltoid saying, I would suggest to Darabo that when there is only one AA hero, and that hero goes an ability-based build anyways, he's probably better off with Raider. Not that Hyperion didn't get value, I just think Raider is better overall. Alright, let's take a hop back over to the webcam scene, and I'll set up our game number 2. I'm joined tonight by the Green Mist. Can you guys read that? I think it's cut off. Is it cut off? It's like kind of cut off. Can I fix that? Let's find out. Here we go. It's a little more centered now. Yeah, sorry about that at the start of the game. Like, I had something go down the wrong pipe, and I was just like... like, my throat instantly got dry. And I was, like, choking on my own words. Anyway, game number 2, it's going to be Dragonshire. Same team, same sides. 1-0 currently, though, for ReGen Phoenix. Let's get some water here. All right, we are hydrated, and we are loaded in now. Game number 2. I'll once again introduce these teams, and it's on the left-hand side first, of course, up front. Muradin, played by Arrow. Falstead, picked up by Darabo. Once again, we're going to see Rabid Penguin playing Raynor. Oh, wait. It was Darabo on the Raynor in game 1. Okay. Arya hopping on that Rhaegar she loves, and for the top lane, it'll be Rexxar, played by Mudge. Make some noise for the number 2 seed here in the Division B East playoffs. They are ReGen Phoenix. Over on the right-hand side, in the red trunks, we got Kobo coming out front on the Mephisto. Nope, that's Malthiel, not Mephisto. Decker Kane, played by H2O. Colton's on the ETC. Sylvanas, played by Fragastellar. And Mech gonna pick up the Leeming. They are Jailbait. It's gonna be this Sapphire from Deckard Kane, trying to get some additional slows. And of course, Prog Rock for ETC gonna help out in the support field and perhaps make H2O's job a bit easier is Cawthon. There's a dwarf toss away from Arrow, the first real danger of the game for either side. Top lane matchup, we got Rexxar, we got Mr. Malthiel, and I kind of like this for Rexxar because kind of take away the option for die alone as long as, you know, Malthiel doesn't hit both of you. And Die Alone being one of my favorite solo lane talents for Malthiel. I think it really helps win a lot of them. And not having it, potentially, could cost Kobo here in the matchup. We'll see how it plays out for Mudge. Both sides find their siege camps. They're going to be pushing out the bottom lane, but I don't think either team is really going to be pushing it in too much. We'll see. It's going to be a quick clear from Jailbait. You got Leeming up front, throwing out those magic missiles. Should have an orb as well to quickly neutralize this enemy siege camp. But Arrow walking down from the top might scare back Mech just a little bit. Not scared, bruh. And here comes potentially our first fight over this bottom shrine. Arrow stepping up, but Power Slide lands onto Raynor. Good roots as well from Deckard, but the follow-up barely not enough from Leeming, sending Rabid Penguin down to 72 health. He'll be able to survive. A little bit of healing here from Rhaegar now as the Siege Giants still throwing those big boy stones onto this bottom fort wall of ReGen Phoenix. And a lot of harass here from Mech. These orbs just keep flying in from Leeming. You see another magic missile set hitting onto Raynor, sending him down below 25% health, and gotta be careful. So Rabid having to stand all the way back by this wall, now stepping up, finding a little bit of free damage here onto ETC. Good body blocking from Muradin. And there's a Stormbolt as well. Chomp chomp bite from Rhaegar. Could this be enough? Yes, it is. Darabo coming in with that lightning rod. finishing off the kill, the first of the game. That's first blood for either side. It'll be ReGen Phoenix on the board. Porky saying he submitted match results, which means we'll be able to see another match after this one. Appreciate it, Porky. Where's Lucio? That's a good question. Not here. I think he must be playing at Bonnaroo or something. Top lane has been in control of Rexar, and it appears as though Malthael hasn't been able to walk up to this point, although Kobo going to try it out right now. Ooh, missed that one, but looks like down low it's Murden getting his body kicked around and killed by Jailbait. And they were down a talent tier there, so good work. Even had this bruiser camp pushing up behind them. And it does appear that Rexar able to regain control of this top side, so Malthael still having issues up against the Rexar. Bottom side, ReGen Phoenix now trying to regain control down here, but without their frontline Murden, kind of scared of this ETC, gonna have to back out as they're still looking to soak up these lanes and play it a bit slower. Does Rhaegar pounce on this Li-Ming? Yes, Rhaegar does, but Mech has that blink away. It'll be safe. Stormbolt onto ETC, does have power slide through the Muradin. But might be a chance for a fight here. Arrow's been playing aggressive on these points, wants to stand in and kind of utilize that health bar as Muradin and be able to dwarf toss out to regen it. But they haven't been able to find any real big connection on a kill unless that Falstead can get down here. But currently Falstead up top trying to help out Rexar a bit onto that Malthael. But wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit of a rotation coming out soon from Darabone. Right now it's Calton in a lot of trouble. But yeah, still not enough damage. They're going to need Falstead to be here, and this might actually cost Rhaegar. Yes, it will. Just not enough in the tank, and now ETC able to keep pressing in. Going to put more damage out onto Arrow, and it's going to have to be the Dwarf Toss. There it is, and once again, bottom side control remains for Jailbait. Few camps available, both of the siege camps right now, and it's going to be Jailbait finding theirs first. Still no one from ReGen Phoenix looking at their side, as top side control is now turned into the entire front wall down. Finally, there's a ping here onto the siege camp for ReGen Phoenix, and it's going to be Rhaegar joining up with Raynor. And they will be able to convert. Still no level 10s for ReGen Phoenix, but just around the corner. On the other side, it will be the Mosh Pit, and Disintegrate will be the selection from Li-Ming. Wasn't sure if we'd see the Force Wave in this one. It will be Gust from Falstead and that Avatar from Muradin. Still waiting on the pick from Rhaegar, and if you've been watching ReGen Phoenix all season long, you know that this squad is not afraid to pull out the Bloodlust. So hold on to your seats, and we'll see if there's going to be a last-second pick here from Red. Or does she play it safe? Just go for the Ancestral in this one. I think it could work either way. Top lane, looks like Falstead was just able to pick off the Malthael. Sorry for missing that one. Seventh Day saying, not afraid, it's the standard. I know. I'm just trying to build some suspense for you guys at home, you know? Power side gonna whip that time. Arrow just about 50% health as these giants still wailing away onto this bottom fort. Finally, Phoenix gonna start stepping in, but Arrow's so low, has to pop that Avatar, even gets the cleanse, uses the Dwarf Toss out, misses a Stormbolt, and Darabo just now getting here. Gonna be too late to do anything to save that fort, and that's gonna be the second structure of the game down, but the first overall for Jailbait. Bottom lane being the more important one. Whoa! Wow. Li-Ming. That's the kind of damage you hope to get when you pick a Li-Ming. But yeah, I was going to say bottom lane a bit more important than the top lane. So you got to say just based off those two structures right now, it is advantage for Jailbait here in this. And, you know, finding that kill, maybe they can rotate up to the top and try to kill off this Rexar and gain control up top as well. But I haven't seen them prioritize the defense up there. And you've seen how Malthael hasn't been able to win up against the Rexar. Eventually, they're going to have to send some sort of cavalry down there, up there to deal with it as they're looking for the kill here onto Falstead. Doesn't have the gust for another 15 and will fall. Here's the reset for Leeming, but nothing else nearby. And absolutely, no way to disagree. This is Jailbait dominating this bottom lane. There's nothing in response I've seen from ReGen Phoenix yet that has changed this, but we do see it will be the Bloodlust pick for Rhaegar. So it's only a matter of time until they say the magic word. Mudge near mid up from top lane as that top wave is pushed a little deep for his own liking. Gonna try to sit near mid and get a bit of safer XP here for Misha. 13s now for both sides. Looking around, it will be Illusionist for Leeming as it's ETC in a lot of trouble. Finds the mosh pit. No, he doesn't. Interrupted, and 300 health will fall. Jumping in is Murden. A little bit of help there from Falstead as well. Third kill of the game for ReGen Phoenix, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Bloodlust, and it will net now another kill. Here's the stay a while and listen from Decker Kane, but H2O in a risky spot, gonna get stunned from Murden and does fall. Kobo now below 50% health, has to be careful. Where do you go from here? I think it's just got to be the DK, and they also want the siege camp. It's going to be Rhaegar moving on to the bottom shrine. Who moves on to mid? It was a bribe there from Falstead, picking up that camp quickly. And looks like it will be Murden hopping in the DK. And I believe this means you get Murden's health as part of the scaling here on the Dragon Knight. So we'll be a bit more health than if one of the lower health targets hops in. Someone tell me if that's fake news or not, but I think I read that a long time ago somewhere. You've never heard that before in your life. I've heard it before. We'll have to test it. Strong push, though. They're going to get this top side turret and the bottom. Ah, that one blew up pretty quickly. Now DK, 30 seconds left, 30% health. There's a Disintegrate from Leeming, but not going to net any kills. Good silence there from Sylvanas, and the sleep as well from Decker Kane, but the damage isn't on the front side. You saw Mech was kind of zoned out there by Misha. Now backside, it's going to be Malthael looking for something, but stunned out and killed. ETC walking in, but a quick gust, making sure there's no chance at a mosh pit. Maybe a re-engage opportunity here for ReGen Phoenix. You do see below them a bruiser camp available. Falstead knows it's there, and he's like, come on, guys, help me out here. Let's get this one bribe. And a little bit of help from Rhaegar should net this for ReGen Phoenix. Checking it out is ETC, but good stun there from Arrow. I don't know if he saw ETC or if that was blind. I think it might have been blind. Maybe not. It was too good to be blind. I can't give Arrow that much credit. Ziltoid's going with fake news on the DK scaling based off of hero health pool. Here's the mosh pit. Does hit too. Quick cleanse on the Falstead, but he's still stuck in there. That's not how that works. Barrel roll doesn't get him out. I thought maybe he was getting out of that one. Now Malthael backside. He might find more, but a lot of damage here from ReGen Phoenix. Actually, same story as last time for Malthael, but a reset opportunity here for Mech, and you see Rhaegar very low. Has to be careful. Teleporting forward. Leeming still can't find it, but has a Disintegrate in the bank if she can rip it. Not gonna find it. ReGen Phoenix will survive from there. Will be 1-for-1 Falstead for Malthael. As we're almost deadlocked in kills, 7-6 in favor of ReGen Phoenix. Here are the kill counts, 3 for Falstead. As the Bloodlust has been called, here they come with the Misha up front. Can she find a stun? No, because the face melt is good from ETC, and it appears as though Jailbait will escape. They even pick off the Misha. So Bloodlust not working that time, and now maybe actually it's going to be Murden in trouble. ETC is going to power slide forward, but the Gus saving the day. Disintegrate. Great. See what I did there? It's the inflection on great to emphasize how great it was. Yeah, and I got to agree. Arrow in chat saying Coffin's face melts were really solid. Absolutely. That one definitely saving the day during that bloodlust and allowing them to be able to re-engage. We got a flight up top. Just saw that on the minimap from Falstead. He will survive. A little help from that shield during the barrel roll, preventing the last rites from really having any effect there. And now ReGen Phoenix with the hero advantage in 5 seconds once Arrow respawns. Will they be able to find themselves another Dragon Knight? Top lane is going to be pushed out by a Bruiser camp, and someone from Jailbait will have to respond eventually. And now ReGen Phoenix able to step forward all the way into the middle of this mid lane. Can they get down to the bottom? Currently got Siege Giants pushing against them. So they're going to have to spend some time clearing this up, but still 14 seconds until Malthael respawns. Should be enough time to get on this point and at least convert it to the blue side. Misha going to step in, looking for the charge. Does not connect, but here comes the Bloodlust yet again. Stay a while and listen, though, says, you shall not pass. Once again, no effect from the Bloodlust, and Jailbait's response to this may be calculated here. Bring the Deckard Cain, just throw out that big sleep, and just hope for the best. So far, it's been working. Now, ETC with a mosh pit kind of stepping into a bit of trouble. He's going to throw it out, lands onto 2, but ended up falling quicker than the cast ended up coming out. Even the Gust was there just to save the day, but wasn't needed. And it's a DK on the map as Rexar able to walk towards mid for ReGen Phoenix, now booting away Malthael. Going to try to find the damage onto this mid fort, but maybe priority should be this bottom lane. We'll see if after that goes down they rotate. Yeah, they're just going to go ahead and rotate it down now. And could this be this bottom keep wall falling right here? Looks like it will, as the Dragon Knight very healthy, still sitting with 2/3 of its health bar. Gonna boot away that Sylvanas damage, which is one of the strongest here in defending up against this, but great job as well. Once again, Leeming throwing out big boy damage, or big girl damage. Really to great effect. You see the mirror ball picked up there at level 16, and when these connect onto a target, it is a lot of damage, especially if you're something like Muradin. You're not used to taking so much of a big chunk at the same time. But here comes ReGen Phoenix again. They still have this DK for another 15 seconds, and they want this keep, and they will get it. Now disengaging with a little bit of help there from the Storm Shield of Rhaegar and a big, giant super gust, as I like to call it, from Falstead. Few camps available. Rhaegar getting one for free, and Falstead, yeah, that's actually for free. Bribing those away. They're going to actually time this out and wait for those Siege Giants to approach. Perfectly done here with a catapult as well. And only a kill away potentially from ending this one now for ReGen Phoenix. They know the situation. Up level 20s with a big push in this bottom lane. And look who they find. Malthael wide open for the kill. They're going to get to add in yet another siege camp for this push. And it's 55 seconds until Malthael is back on the map. Can ReGen Phoenix end it right here, right now, and send themselves to the division semifinals?
Red team's core is under attack. It's
time to find out. Stroll of Ceiling does hit 2 there from Deckard Cain. They're looking for the damage from the likes of this Leeming. They're going to need help from Sylvanas' way as well. But look at this wind tunnel separating the team of Jailbait as ReGen Phoenix pushing in with the Bloodlust, putting out maximum damage onto this core. And ladies and gentlemen, just like that, ReGen Phoenix booked themselves a ticket to next week's matchup in the Division B East semifinals. And let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Once again, ReGen Phoenix finding themselves on top in this matchup. It is Falstead this time leading the crew with just a meager 32k hero damage. When you look at the other side, you see 61 and 76 from Leeming and Sylvanas, but not even that damage was enough to take down the number 2 seed here tonight. They'll be moving on, and I think we know their opponent, and I had it written down. So I might as well tell you. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Their opponent in the divisional semifinals will be the number 3 seed, Party Time. Okay. Interview? Arrow? All right, Arrow. I'll meet you on the ReGen Discord. And we'll just get your thoughts really quick. Interview for Replaycast Pog. Yeah, Porky, we don't mess around here, man. I don't have time to mess around. Do you have time to mess around? I don't. We got Arrow here. How's it going this afternoon, man?
All right,
This
man, how you
evening?
doing?
Question mark?
Yeah, depending on where you are in the country.
Okay. Well, welcome. We just witnessed a replay of what you already knew happened, and I guess I knew, but I didn't know how.
Right.
How's the team kind of coping the past couple days, knowing you're moving on, semifinals? Any thoughts on this match in particular?
Yeah, this match was clearly important to Al. He has to get his feedback. This match was probably the one we were most concerned about when we were looking at the final match of the regular season, where we could have potentially faced off against a variety of different teams, Jailbait, Bread Rising, or Demonic Entity. And Jailbait was the one we didn't want to face against in the first round. But we've had some history with them. And so we just, took some extra time. In this case, Rabid Penguin went back and rewatched our match and really pointed out a lot of the areas that we could improve. We had updated our, general scouting and I think that the main thing that we did differently than our first match against these guys is two things. We banned Ariel, and the second thing is we just played our game instead of trying to play somebody else's. Yeah,
we didn't get to see the bans, unfortunately, here in this matchup, as it was a replay cast. But we also didn't see any Deathwing in this matchup. I'm assuming it was banned out.
Nope.
Not banned out. Just these teams, if you're watching and scouting, they don't care about Deathwing. Okay. What else we got? Yes, of course. Shout out chat. You guys, we're very close right now. 998 followers on this channel. 2 away from hitting that huge milestone. 1,000 followers here on twitch.tv/murderrg. Thanks for all you guys out there. Next week, it's the number 3 seed Party Time. And this is a team you guys faced all the way back in week number 5. It was a 2-1 victory. Anything you remember from that matchup, or anything in particular you're kind of maybe worried about, looking forward to about the matchup? Any thoughts there?
This is going to be a really close match, I think. We played against the prior version of this team last season, Virtual Murky Slayers, I think. No, that's another team. This was Murky's Hit Squad. And their game actually prevented us from going to playoffs. So it was really important for us this season to make sure that, when we played against them, that we took the victory. We did. I don't remember a lot of specifics from the match, but I do remember it was, one of the closer matches that we had this season. Each of the games, back and forth. So, expect us to put in the effort and time to make sure that we are fully prepared for this team. And, we're not out of tricks yet. We've had some fun these last few weeks in the regular season. So, depending on how things go, we might shuffle it up a little bit.
Well, awesome. Congrats on this win. Glad I got to throw out a replay cast for it. And thanks for being in chat and this impromptu interview. Appreciate that, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fantastic. Really appreciate you doing it.
You want a quick space for a shout out?
Yeah, why not? Shout out to all the team. I mean, many of them are in chat right now. Really appreciate you guys. It's been an absolutely fantastic season. And obviously to our good friend Murda, who is the source and originator of all of this good joy and enjoyment. And really looking forward to our next opponent's Party Time. And, then we get to see what happens in the upper half of the bracket.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
All right, man. Yeah, me as well. Definitely looking forward. Division B East has been fun all season, and I think it only gets better from here, my man. So best of luck. Of course, I'll be rooting for you, and hopefully a few of you guys in chat will be rooting for this man as well.
And I will say this. We got You Are Not Alone's number.
Ooh.
If we play against them, it's going to be a game.
You heard it. All right, man. All right. So I guess that's it for the interview. I will be casting another one, so hopefully you stay tuned in.
I will, and I sent you the files.
Oh, my gosh. You did me that service. I love you. Thank you.
See you later.
All right. See ya. All right. So, yep, we have another one. If you are checking down at the bottom of your screens, you see we got ReGen versus Rewind, a heroic division playoff game, quarterfinal matchup. So we're going to check that out next. I'm going to have to take a few minutes to set it up, and then we'll just go ahead and watch it and see who wins. So give me a few minutes. Probably put up like a 5-minute timer or so. Just kind of catch my breath, hang out for a bit. So I'll see you guys back here in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. You guys are amazing. And see you.